A reading from the book of Deuteronomy. Today is June 6th. Our reading from Deuteronomy is chapter 4. And now, O Israel, give heed to the laws and rules that I am instructing you to observe, so that you may live to enter and occupy the land that the Lord, the God of your father, is giving you. You shall not add anything to what I command you, or take anything away from it, but keep the commandment of the Lord your God that I enjoin upon you. You saw with your own eyes what the Lord did in the matter of Baal Peor, that the Lord your God wiped out from among you every person who followed Baal Peor, while you who held fast to the Lord your God are alive today. See, I have imparted to you laws and rules as the Lord my God has commanded me, for you to abide by in the land that you are about to enter and occupy. Observe them faithfully, for that will be proof of your wisdom and discernment to other peoples, who on hearing of all these laws will say, surely that great nation is wise and discerning people. For what great nation is there that has a God so close at hand as is the Lord our God whenever we call upon him? Or what great nation has laws and rules as perfect as all this teaching that I set before you this day? But take utmost care and watch yourselves scrupulously, so that you do not forget the things that you saw with your own eyes, and so that they do not fade from your mind as long as you live. And make them known to your children and to your children's children. The day you stood before the Lord your God at Horeb, when the Lord said to me, gather the people to me that I may let them hear my words, in order that they may learn to revere me as long as they live on earth, and may so teach their children. You came forward and stood at the foot of the mountain. The mountain was ablaze with flames to the very skies, dark with densest clouds. The Lord spoke to you out of the fire. You heard the sound of words, but perceived no shape, nothing but a voice. He declared to you the covenant that he commanded you to observe, the 10 Commandments. And he inscribed on the 2 tablets of stone. At the same time, the Lord commanded me to impart to you laws and rules for you to observe in the land that you are about to cross into and occupy. For your own sake, therefore, be most careful, since you saw no shape when the Lord your God spoke to you at Horeb out of the fire, not to act wickedly and make for yourselves a sculpted image in any likeness whatever, the form of man or woman, the form of any beast on earth, the form of any winged bird that flies in the sky, the form of anything that creeps on the ground, the form of any fish that is in the waters below the earth. And when you look up to the sky and behold the sun and the moon and the stars, the whole heavenly hosts, you must not be lured into bowing down to them or serving them. These the Lord your God allotted to other peoples everywhere under heaven. But you, the Lord, took and brought out of Egypt, that iron blast furnace, to be his very own people, as is now the case. Now the Lord was angry with me on your account, and swore that I should not cross the Jordan and enter the good land that the Lord your God is assigning you as a heritage. For I must die in this land. I shall not cross the Jordan. But you will cross and take possession of that good land. Take care then not to forget the covenant that the Lord your God concluded with you, and not to make for yourselves a sculpted image in any likeness against which the Lord your God has enjoined you. For the Lord your God is a consuming fire, an impassioned God. When you have begotten children and children's children, and are long established in the land, should you act wickedly and make for yourselves a sculptured image in any likeness, causing the Lord your God displeasure and vexation, I call heaven and earth this day to witness against you that you shall soon perish from the land that you are crossing the Jordan to possess. You shall not long endure it, but it shall be utterly wiped out. The Lord will scatter you among the peoples, and only a scant few of you shall be left among the nations to which the Lord will drive you. There you will serve man-made gods of wood and stone that cannot see or hear or eat or smell. But if you search there for the Lord your God, you will find him, if only you seek him with all your heart and soul. When you are in distress because all these things have befallen you, and in the end return to the Lord your God and obey him. For the Lord your God is a compassionate God. He will not fail you, nor will he let you perish. He will not forget the covenant which he has made on oath with your fathers. You have but to inquire about bygone ages that came before you. Ever since God created man on earth from one end of heaven to the other, has anything as grand as this ever happened, or has its like ever been known? Has any people heard the voice of a God speaking out of a fire as you have and survived? Or has any God ventured to go and take for himself one nation from the midst of another by prodigious acts, by signs and portents, by war and a mighty and outstretched arm and awesome power, as the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your very eyes? It has been clearly demonstrated to you that the Lord alone is God. There is none beside him. From the heavens he let you hear his voice to discipline you. On earth he let you see his great fire, and from amidst the fire you heard his words. And because he loved your fathers, he chose their heirs after them. He himself in his great might led you out of Egypt, to drive you from your path nations greater and more populous than you, to take you into their land and assign you as a heritage, as is still the case. Know therefore this day, and keep in mind that the Lord alone is God in heaven above and on earth below. There is no other. Observe his laws and commandments, which I enjoin upon you this day, that it may go well with you and your children after you, and that you may long remain in the land that the Lord your God has assigned to you for all time. Then Moses set aside 3 cities on the east side of the Jordan, to which a manslayer could escape, one who unwittingly slew a fellow man without having been hostile to him in the past. He could flee to one of these cities and live. Bezer in the wilderness in the tableland belonged to the Reubenites. Ramoth in Gilead belonged to the Gadites, and Golan in Bashan belonged to the Manassites. This is the teaching that Moses set before the Israelites. These are the decrees, laws, and rules that Moses addressed to the people of Israel after they had left Egypt, beyond the Jordan, in the valley at Beth Peor, in the land of King Sihon of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, whom Moses and the Israelites defeated after they had left Egypt. They had taken possession of his country and that of King Og of Bashan, the 2 kings of the Amorites, which were on the east side of the Jordan, from Aroer on the banks of the Wadi Arnon as far as Mount Sion, that is, Hermon. Also the whole Arabah on the east side of the Jordan, as far as the sea of the Arabah, at the foot of the slopes of Pisgah.